This is the most high-tech helmet ever created, but not for the reason you might think. Now, it's no secret that the NFL has been spending hundreds of millions of dollars to improve helmet safety and reduce head injuries. In fact, last year, the league reported a historic low number of concussions, which is thanks in large part to testing that the NFL does every year to determine which helmets are still safe for players to wear and which ones are banned. But there's actually a huge problem with how this list is made. See, the NFL only tests the safety of helmets in a lab setting, which usually just involves hitting a stationary helmet and measuring the impact on a test dummy's head. But that's not how helmets are actually used. Still, that hasn't stopped the biggest helmet manufacturers from stuffing their helmets with more and more padding to do better on these tests, which has led to helmets in the NFL now weighing as much as 6 pounds. And this is less than ideal when you consider the fact that most concussions result from a player's head hitting the ground. And basic science would tell you that the heavier a player's head is, the greater force they'll hit the ground with, which could actually increase their risk of a concussion. So why is nobody talking about this? Well, the truth is, there was actually a race car driver named Bill Simpson who identified this very problem all the way back in 2011. See, back then, Simpson witnessed firsthand how a few extra pounds on someone's head could be the difference between a serious injury and walking away from a crash. So he took that same logic and began applying it to football helmets to help improve safety and performance. But even though he managed to design an ultralight helmet made from a proprietary foam, a steel face mask, and a Kevlar shell, the NFL actually banned his helmets because they were too light. However, after successfully challenging that ruling in 2022, the company came back to the league with a brand new helmet, now complete with fully customizable 3D printed padding, all while weighing less than 3.5 pounds, which is up to 2 pounds lighter than some of the most popular models already on the market. And even though this relatively new startup was competing against giants like Rydell and Schutt, tests out of Virginia Tech quickly confirmed what Light helmets had known for years. Lighter helmets are safer. In fact, this year, Light's newest helmet, the Apache, was rated as the #1 safest helmet for varsity and youth players, with the Pro model being rated as the top new helmet tested for QBs, offensive, and defensive linemen. This test even found that their helmets are actually considered more protective than a standard Speed Flex with a Guardian cap, all because of its extremely lightweight. And even though it's only being worn by a handful of NFL players this year, don't be surprised when you start seeing this helmet pop up more and more on your TVs every Sunday.